This episode of the School of Life podcast is brought to you by the School of Life Academy, an online platform providing millennials with the tools and resources needed to survive adulthood. From understanding stocks to building a business, writing the perfect resume, and even healing your childhood trauma, SOLA has you covered. Start your 7-day free trial today at www.schooloflifeacademy.com.
Wow, Sinatra.
Another day, another dollar. I'm saving just to be broke. They said college was serious, but my degree feel like a joke. 4 years or less, I'm saying I got it done. No plan, just to end up at my mom's after I told her I wasn't staying. Well, here we are. No question, I'm a star. Just got some light years to travel, but it's just so far. But I'ma make it though. Make sure you get your focus right. You coming too, it's about to be one hell of a ride. Yeah, this adults and stuff is crazy. They ain't warned us about this. I'm supposed to live my best life on an unpaid internship. How I'm supposed to find my husband? Everybody running game. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. Went from worrying about on flow to running from Uncle Sam. Now I understand why student accounts never gave a damn. Saving accounts be slipping, trying to work out, but I'm tripping. I forgot health insurance. Oh, I'm my mom's until I'm 26, so I gotta pay these student loans. That's adults with the score doing the most. That's adulting. Moving out of mom's house. That's adulting, but it's all gonna work out. That's adulting. I need a legal side hustle. That's adulting, cause these bills got me in trouble. That's adulting. Journey's course is never planned. That's adulting. Just leave it in God's hands, cause that's adulting.
Hey friends, welcome back to another fabulous episode of the School of Life podcast. I hope you are doing well, staying safe, and minding your own adulting business. Look, I don't know where you're listening from today, but I just want to take a minute to talk about how hot it is in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, y'all know this is like my first summer here, and I can see why they call it Hotlanta because, child, it is hot out there. Look, I was at the pool the other day and I just knew I was baking. Like, I'm normally a peanut butter caramel, skin tone, but I'm convinced I'm like medium chocolate, whatever that is, because it's just hot. It's way too hot. Now, don't get me wrong. I grew up in the South. Alabama heat is similar to Georgia heat. And I'm used to, being outside in the summer. I was in band and we used to play outside and all of that fun stuff. But I really think it's the fact that we haven't had a summer since like 2019. So I'm taking time to just sit my butt in the house like I did last summer because it's just too hot out there. Anyways, if it is hot where you live, I hope you are literally staying cool, staying inside, drinking your water for hydration because I don't need y'all passing out on me. I really don't. So put on your sunscreen, drink your water, and as always, honey, just mind your business out there. That's the best thing you can do in this heat because it's too hot to be in other people's business anyways. And speaking of business, that's a perfect transition, y'all, to the topic I am going to dive into today. So I know I talk a lot about minding your business, but unfortunately today, I'm not minding mine. I'm getting all the way in yours. I'm talking about all up in it. Look, y'all know I always share out of love because that's what friends are for. Y'all know y'all are my friends. So don't take this, the wrong way when I bring this episode content to you because I will be in your business. Now, of course, I might be biased, but I think you will enjoy me being all up in your business about this topic. So check it out. Y'all know how the ladies have been saying that it's going to be a hot girl summer, right? And by the way, it still is. Don't get it twisted. But I wanted to address why and how we can be having a hot goal summer, okay? So we can be hot girls and have hot goals. And if you want to be a hot boy, that's fine too. But we're going to get our lives together talking about goals and how to be intentional about setting goals and achieving them, especially coming off of such a crazy 2020 and even still a crazy first part of 2021. But before I get too deep, y'all know the drill. Grab your note-taking tools because School of Life is in session. Okay, so boom. long story short, we were kind of basically robbed of a whole year last year. I don't know if that's how you feel, but that's how your girl feels. Like 2020, it was a lot going on in the whole entire year. Now, I can't lie, good things did come from 2020. I ain't even gonna sit up here and act like I was not blessed and all of that. But let's be honest, the year was really hard. And I don't know about you, but even in the good days, even in all the blessings that, I received throughout the year, my physical health suffered, my mental health suffered, my dating life suffered, my goals sometimes suffer. Shoot, the list goes on and on. I was just out here suffering, y'all. And now that we're on the tail end of what feels like such a chaotic pandemic, I've decided that I don't want to suffer anymore. I'm literally reclaiming my life in its entirety. Like, I know a lot of people have been saying things can't go back to the way they were because 2020 was just so drastic. And, I agree with that. So with that and knowing that, I am just reclaiming the life that I was starting to build so that I can continue on my path to greatness. So today, I want to talk about what that looks like. Like, what is reclamation, if that's even a word? Y'all know I love making up words, so just add it to our dictionary. But what does reclaiming my life really look like? And so I thought it would be fitting to talk about it from a goals standpoint, because goals and even the lack of them can really drive how we do life. Think about it. When you know what you're working towards, your quality of life, is so much better, right? And the Bible even reminds us that where there is no vision, the people perish. So I'm here to be your accountability friend today. Now, disclaimer for all of my girls out there, all my sisters out there, I'm still having a hot girl summer, okay? Listen, but I'm also going to have a hot goal summer because life is too short to be mediocre, off track, and unmotivated. But on a serious note, I know that there's so much purpose in me, and I would be a fool to just let life just run on, going on about its business and me not living in purpose. So let's get to it. How can we have a hot goal summer? So in true teacher fashion, I decided an acronym would help us out today because, I'm just a teacher at heart, even though I'm not a teacher in real life. So we're going to start with it. Hot goal, H. Let's be honest. Look, friend, be honest with yourself about where you are in life and how you're going to reach the goals based on where you are. Sometimes we get caught up in where we're trying to be that we never examine where we are in this very moment. And honestly, y'all, I'm so guilty of this myself. So I'm encouraging you, just take a minute to be honest with yourself. For me, this looks like self-reflection. I sit down and literally reflect on where I am in every area. I ask myself, how are you spiritually? How are you mentally? How are you physically? How are you emotionally? And I journal each answer as a way to do a check-in for myself. Your honesty check might look different, but I really encourage you to do one. So H, be honest. O, organized. Now, friend, don't be out here winging it when it comes to your goals. I know we talk a lot about winging this crazy adulting thing, and we still gonna wing that sometimes, but do not wing your goals. Pivot sometimes, yes. Take a break, yes. Sit down and catch your breath, yes. Wing it, heck no. That is not what we are doing. What does organizing look like? Simply write things down and then from there make action steps for each thing that you have written down. If you know you're not organized, go get a new piece of paper right now. Open a new note on your phone right now and start today. Your organization can be to-do list, it can be a planner, it can be, the notes app in your phone, but whatever it is, y'all, you have to be organized. For me, I use categorized to-do list in the notes app on my iPhone. I've tried a planner before, child, that didn't work. It worked in high school, but I think I outgrew that phase. It just didn't work for me. Long story short, my to-do list has different categories, and then each category has a goal with action items underneath each goal. And I'm not sure if that sounds simple, but it definitely keeps me organized. So find a way that works for you to keep your goals organized. T, time. How often do you set goals without a time limit? This is a good question to ask yourself. You set this goal, but you don't put a time limit on it. If it's often, that needs to stop today, okay? Give yourself a deadline to have your goals completed, because when you don't, you end up on a hamster wheel of trying. And this summer, we want to be doing. So set deadlines. Those are very important when it comes to your goals. Another thing to note here is to be realistic about your deadlines, right? So yes, they need to be time bound. You need to have deadlines for them. You want to have a target date, but don't kill yourself trying to achieve everything by August 1st just because it sounds good. This also goes back to being organized, though, because when your goals and action items, are aligned, you can better organize and set those deadlines. Now, I am guilty of the whole try to do everything by a certain date situation. Y'all, don't be like me. But as far as how I set deadlines for my goals, I really base them off if the goal is short term or long term. So if something is short term to me, it needs to happen within the next year. If something is long term, it needs to happen more than a year from now. And occasionally there's what I call like immediate goals that needs to get done ASAP. But I try to not have too many of those because that can stress me out, and I know that about myself. But whatever it is, once I categorize the goal, I essentially think backwards to how long I need to accomplish said goal. So for example, one of my goals this year is to get a new car. I know that I want to save more money, have one of my investments working for me, and be at a certain place in my business before getting this new car, though. So it was smart for me to set that new car goal for December of this year versus September of this year, because it's just too many other factors and action items that need to happen before I can get this new car. So when setting deadlines, the key to me is just being honest with how long it's going to really take, given what I already have going on in my life, what I need to make happen, and just life in general. Shoot, life is hard out here. So be realistic when it comes to the time factor. G, gather. This one might sound foreign, but think about it. We cannot do it all on our own. So gather your network, your crew, your support system, whatever it is you need to help you achieve said goal. Gather that. If your goal is to start a business, gather your resources to get a business coach. If you want to get in shape, gather information about a trainer. If you want to host some type of specific event, gather the details around collaboration opportunities and how you can partner with people. This step is important when it comes to goal setting because it helps avoid burnout. I think I've said it before in an episode previously, but you're not Superwoman or Superman, and you don't have to be. So gather your help. For me, gathering in my life is simply calling in what I say is the J Troop, the J Village, like everybody who is a part of my life. I have learned, y'all, that there is so much beauty in help and research and networking. So now when I set a goal, I literally think, are there other people tied to this goal? Is there an opportunity for some collaboration? And if it's research I need to gather, I think, okay, who can I learn from to help make this smoother? So don't negate the importance of gathering your people, your resources, and your tools. All right, opportunity. As you're setting goals this summer, you want to be sure you're positioning yourself for opportunities. Attend networking events, reach out to former bosses or coworkers or mentors, update your social media platforms. You literally never know when someone is going to call you or approach you with an opportunity. So you want to be ready, period. For me, this literally looks like staying ready, y'all. Like, I am not getting caught slipping in these gold streets this summer. My resume is always up to date and saved on my phone. My social media pages are always pretty clean. My bank account has enough money in it in case I need to get up and make a quick move that's life-changing. My business documents are in order. The list goes on, because I am that serious about staying ready. When there's an opportunity with my name on it, I don't want to have to go and gather my ducks and be like, oh wait, can you give me 2 weeks to go figure it out? No, Jacqueline Washington is always ready. So stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Y'all know that saying, because when opportunity knocks on your door, you want to be able to grab your bag and go with it. So think about what types of things you may need to prepare so that when an opportunity does present itself, you can be on go. A, attainable. Your goals need to be realistic, and you need to have the tools, or at least have access to the tools and resources to attain them. Now, no one says not to shoot for the stars. Please shoot for them, grab them, all of that. But don't set goals that are so high that you know they are out of reach, at least right now. One way that I am sure I always set attainable goals is that I'm real with myself. And this kind of goes back to the first point, which is the H, being honest, because you want to be sure like you're not setting yourself up for failure, right? Like you don't want to set a goal so high that you are burnt out, busting your butt trying to reach it, and it's really just not feasible for the moment. And no one says like don't dream big, but dream for what you can realistically reach. That's what being attainable or having attainable goals is really all about. And then the last letter, L, live. Now listen closely to this one. This is probably my favorite one out of my little acronym I have here. As you're setting goals and having a hot goal summer, I want you to live, point blank, period. If you are an overachiever like me, and you probably are because you're listening to this podcast, it's so easy to get caught up in trying to do that you really forget to live. And because I know this all too well, y'all, like I'm so serious about this point. You have to remove that burden of like, I have to achieve my goals. I have to be at this certain place in my life. Like, you're going to get there. You're going to get there whether you hustle there or whether you trust God's grace to get you there. So take a moment and live. It is just so fitting, especially in this climate we live in with hustle gang, Twitter all around us. Like, just decompress. Yes, set the goals. Yes, have attainable goals. Yes, reach for the stars. But aside from being honest and getting organized and all of that, y'all, please live. It is so important. Life is so short. Now, for me, I wasn't always living, y'all. It was a hot mess in my world. I would set a goal and I would literally put my head down until I finished the goal. Like, I wasn't going outside. I was barely eating. I wasn't sleeping. It was a hot mess. And in a sense, that's admirable. But what life did I have? Like, barely none. Nowadays, because I learned my lesson, child, I am wearing less and going out more and living my life. But here's the catch. I am doing that while still balancing my goals. So some people live too much and they don't have any goals and they just going with the wind. And then some people like OJ are working too much on the goals that they're not living. So find that balance. Like, make sure that your life looks balanced when it comes to having a hot goal summer and also having a hot girl summer, okay? Because it's still a hot girl summer. We're going to be out here outside while we are achieving these goals. So live, friend. Turn that computer off sometimes and go enjoy your life. In conclusion, y'all, here's the blueprint to really getting off your butt and reclaiming your life. I told you at the beginning, this is really about reclaiming the space you want to be in and the progression you want to make. It's time to focus on your goals, and what better time to do that than this summer when you can regroup, go sit by the pool, take your notebook, write out your goals, like make it happen. You literally owe it to yourself, especially after the crazy year we had last year. Plus, don't get me started on how you have purpose in this world, because y'all know I don't like preaching on here, but I will if I have to. So, quick recap to the hot goal summer. Be honest with yourself. Get organized. Make time-bound goals. Gather your resources and your network. Get organized again. Make attainable goals and live. After all, we're still outside with it, okay, honey? So go live your life. Before we get out of here, y'all know you're going to have some homework, because what is School of Life without it? This week, make your hot goal summer list and pick one thing to work towards. That's it. I think that's a fair and simple homework assignment for the week. Like, that's doable, right? And if you're up to it, feel free to share it with me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Y'all know I am so here for the accountability, but make your hot goal list and pick one thing to focus on. Like, I really want you to start prioritizing what it is you want in this life, because you can have it. I pinky promise you can. All right, y'all. That wraps up another episode of the School of Life podcast. As promised, we're going to get through this thing together, because we are all we have. Remember, check out the School of Life Academy at www.schooloflifeacademy.com. and follow us on Instagram at the School of Life Academy. Also, be sure you follow me at Miss Jaye Official. By the way, I recently changed my handle, so make sure you're following me at Miss Jaye Official. As always, y'all, I hope you learned something new or gained some type of new insight, because that is why this podcast exists. Listen, we are literally all in this together. Hot gold, hot girl, all of it. I got you. Keep fighting, keep pushing, keep evolving. Talk to you soon.
Gotta pay these student loans. That's adulting. For the score, doing the most. That's adulting. Moving out of mom's house. That's adulting. But it's all gonna work out. That's adulting. I need a legal side hustle. That's adulting. 'Cause these bills got me in trouble.